Oh my gosh, I'm so excited today because today is group 9. And you know what it is, 50 inspirational connections. I did hear rumor from the rumor mill about, oh my god, don't put 50 inspirational connections and Lua on your work experience. You're going to get in trouble. Guys, do you really believe that? Do you really believe? Are you that gullible for real? Anyways, we are elevating leaders, right? On LinkedIn. What I want to tell you is that some of the leaders, I got to know them, I got to follow them. Some I definitely will not repeat next year. I got to know them a little bit more after that stalking of a month. No, no, no. I don't suggest doing that for you, just for me. Okay. I got to know some of these leaders, not so good of a leader when it comes to actions. And I'm all about alignment. So that's okay. We're going to level up next year. But today we're going to talk about how inspirational are they, right? So next year we're going to open up again in June and I cannot wait to elevate you. We are not making money on this. We are actually doing what? I'm giving community service. So if you don't like community service, then you're definitely not part of the inspirational connections. If you listen to rumor mill, don't be gullible. Don't be gullible, okay? Make sure you check out that person first. Ask for references, ask for friends around. Heck, ask me. I've been around LinkedIn. I don't gossip about other people, but if you poignantly ask me, CJ, should I be hanging out with this person? I'll tell you the truth for sure, but I will not offer that. It's up to you to experience who these people are, and these people they do amazing things in the community. Don't get me wrong, but there are those people who really need to be resolute. Don't be everybody's friend when it comes to hurting yourself and your emotions, right? Sometimes we want to belong, so we do everything for that friend, even though they're hurting us. That is a no no. A strong, inspirational leader is all about kindness, empathy, and love. If anybody on LinkedIn makes you feel like crap, they are not your friend. They certainly should not be in your circle. You need to let go. You're not going to help them. You cannot change a character. You cannot change somebody. And those people who are like, I can help you, I can help you, I can help you, look at what they have done for themselves. Are they helping themselves? Normally, those people just loves attention. They think that they can help you. Also, watch out for those people who tells you, "Oh, I'm going to connect you with this person." And then when you're in trouble, they're nowhere to be found. We have those people too who gives you connections and then when you're getting berated, they just walk away. Watch out for those people. Those are silent bullies. We do not need them in our circle. So, with that in mind, I want to provide amazing stories today. Hopefully, you get to know some of these amazing people. Today, we're going to do group 9. Right below you, Rashida, Joy, New, right? And then we're going to have Jesse in here. We're going to have all of these amazing people today. So let's get going. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Guess who's going to be with me today? Which of the 5 do you think ambassadors is here today? Sister, sister.
Twins.
Twinsies. See, we talked about it. Talked about our hair. Yes, we did. I wanted to get like an Elvis Presley return to sender type of outfit today. See, I have some of the Oh, I need wires on this thing so like you know how Elvis gets his white uniform to like stand. Well, this
Right.
darn is not standing. My color is not standing, but it is there, guys. Okay. So, sister, are you ready to see and elevate 5 people today?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, you talk about Elvis, and I'm looking at the black going, you sure you're talking to Elvis or Elvira?
Both. Mm-hmm. Yeah, both. For sure. I am going to Halloween party after all, right? Um, in all seriousness, though, before we move on to our five amazing individuals today from LinkedIn, what are your thoughts on what I've said?
It's well, when you talk about belonging, really what it sounds like a lot of people are just trying to fit in. It's belonging means you're in a safe zone. Belonging means you're you're not having to wear a mask. And if if you're just trying to fit in, that's a whole different deal. That's a whole different conversation. And I have talked about that because they really are two different things. And when people are willing to just accept being bullied, because really I think that's what some of these people are doing. It's like some people will drop them on the doorstep. Others, once they're there, they just don't know where to go. So they will just try to fit in, accept what's going on. It's like you're worth so much more than being somebody's step stool.
Not even trash at that point.
Exactly.
The way this person described of this other person, bullied a bully. That's what I meant to say. I
A
can't say bully
bully.
because I have two bullies, but anyway, literally English bulldogs. Okay, guys, English bulldogs. Um, sometimes it's what is that saying? The pat in the kettle black. How do you say that? Pat in the kettle.
The pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, that's it. See, Susanna can finish me in my sentences. Finish off the sentences, sister. Because my husband actually is the one that actually told me about that. I'm like, what does that mean? It just means like people who's throwing stones at you are actually are the ones who's at fault, right, for all of the things. But at the end of the day, pointing fingers at someone that made you feel this way and made you feel that way, yes, they are the problem, right? But you also have to self reflect. Why are you letting it happen? I'm not blaming the victims of this person on LinkedIn. I'm not blaming you, but I want you to be using this as a major life lessons. It doesn't matter how old you are. It matters of how you react to things, right? Like if someone treats you bad, why the heck are you staying? And most of the things that I'm hearing is because they want to fix this person. They want to help this person because this person told them that they are lacking rent, they are lacking all of this, and they are, they had a bad experience, bad life, blah, blah, blah. You're not responsible for that.
No,
And if they threaten you that they would unalive themselves if you stop talking to them, that's manipulation, right?
well, it's manipulation and it's their choice.
You're not
You-
responsible if they unalive themselves, honestly, guys. That's
You're
their
not
choice.
forcing anybody to do anything.
Mm-mm. But if they threaten me like that, I would definitely call mental health services in their state. So if you're friends with them, I would call. I would tell them, if you threaten me one more time, I'm calling 911 and I'm going to have someone in your house, because that would be a good friend, right? If someone literally tells me, CJ, I'm going to unalive myself because you don't want to be my friend anymore, I will call 911 and I will give them the phone number. If you don't know their address, it's okay. I will give them your phone number and I will tell them, I don't know where they live. They just told me this information. Could you please check up on them? Here's their phone number. I guarantee you the government will find you. Okay, I guarantee it. So if you're joking around, that's on you. I will call 911 if you say that. Because you're asking for attention, or maybe you're doing it. I don't know. I'm not going to assume because I don't want to be responsible for you. That's usually what we do, right? But if
Mhm.
we truly care, we can't do anything for them, to be honest with you. They are deep, deep, deep depression. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychotherapist. I don't have a degree on that. I don't practice that, right? So I want to help you by providing you the necessary help that you need. No one can help you but those professionals, and only if you want to be helped. But if you're have a friend who threatens themselves like that, call 911, give them the phone number. That's what I want you to do. That is a good friend, right,
Yep,
sister?
exactly.
Hmm. And if they get mad at you, like, don't call 911, that means they're lying. That means they're manipulating. Call anyway, because you don't know if they're going to do it or not.
Exactly. You can't, by that point, you can't trust what they say.
Yeah.
So you got to go with, this is what they said. You got to go with that.
Yeah. Call 911. That's what happens with kids when they threaten to shoot up, high schools. They actually talk about that in social media, and people think it's a joke. No, it's not. It's not a joke. Don't be numb, right? When you see it, say something. If you hear your friends say that, call 911. Have them checked. Wellness check is free, guys, and make sure. And when if they joke around like that, that's on them. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a good friend, call 911. Give them their phone number. They'll find them.
Yep.
Yep. Anything else you would like to say about these amazing 50 inspirational connections?
Oh, this has been so many inspirational connections, and the stories that we've seen. I've seen a lot of amazing stories of what they've done. And actually, one of the things I love is how a lot of these inspirational connections have also, we've gotten to know them a little bit better because they've been in some of our anthologies.
Yep, they
So
have.
having that, and a couple of them are multiple. So having that as well, it gives us a little bit deeper understanding of the stories besides the videos that they give us, because you can only say so much in 5 minutes. But when
Yeah.
you have a chance to work with them and see their writing and read their stories, no matter which volume it was in, I mean, it's like, and the next one, we're in the author's call for our fourth one this year, and we've already got one or two that are going to be repeat authors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see also the scholarship people who's going to be in it or not. Maybe we'll have zero, maybe we don't have anything at all, who knows. But what we want is to be structured more, and we don't want repeat scholarship because we want to expand it more to the world. We want to be more inclusive rather than keep going in our circle. So let's go ahead and start, sister.
Yep.
I'm going to start with Rashida.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully, because we had some issues last time. Hopefully, we can share her thing today. Hmm. Let's take a look. Are you able to see anything?
Not yet.
Okay. So, see, I'm trying. It's already shared, but you're not seeing it. I don't see it on the thing. Do
Yeah,
you?
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. Okay, hold on one second. We always have this issue, and I'm not going to actually do anything. It says the browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if it continues. Oh, great. StreamYard is literally telling me I'm erroring. Let's see if I can do video file to make sure that we can actually see. Maybe I don't see. Do we see? I'm trying to see if Dr. News of any of these videos actually will make it.
I know sometimes I have to restart.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna see if Dr. New can be seen here.
Hi,
There we go.
I'm Dr. Neutron. I'm the founder of KN Health Consulting. I found KN Health Consulting to empower healthcare professionals and entrepreneurs who are soul-hearted and heart-centered to achieve their business and wellness goals without burnout. We serve not only as your trusted guide and partner, but offering support in your business growth, in your wellness practice like meditation, holistic medicine, and unique branding approach solutions with a team and community to help you thrive. And our mission is really simple, is to really help you personally and professionally, fostering a sustainable success and a harmonious life. Now, I started KN Health Consulting because I saw a need for more holistic, integrated approach to business and health and wellness. You know, especially in a fast-paced world that we believe everything is quick fix, and it's all about self-center. But I believe that when we focus on a whole person, not just treating an ill, a pill for an ill, but that we all are in this universe for a reason. We are all one. We're connected, interconnected, no matter how far we are. But when I believe that when we create a sustainable, not only success, and we can prevent burnout, that many entrepreneurs and heart center, compassionate souls, business leaders are dealing with now. I want to give people the hope and showing them that there are people who truly care for their well being and truly love with the love and the kindness and the empathy and the mindfulness and compassion that we should not only focus on treating, but really we should be proactive in preventing illness and burnout rather than treating it. Everything starts within us, and when we stand up for the change that we want to see in the world, endless potential and unlimited potential that will unleash. So imagine if, all the soul and heart center professionals who are too sick and burnt out to care for us, who would then look after us and our well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that is why I want to, you know, not only be there as your mindset partner, but also I'm here to help you not only to eh, survive, but thrive in your journey. I'm here for you and reminding you that you are worthy, that you are enough, and that you are a gift to this world. And I'm blessed to be a part of your journey. And if you feel stuck and unfulfilled, or even if you're making tons of money, but you have lost a sense of purpose and want to be the change that you wish to see in the world, but something you don't see it and you want to, you don't feel fulfilled in your work, you want to do what you love while making money and be there for your family, then join us at KN Health Consulting. Let's build a healthier, happier, and more successful future together, not only for our generation, for many generations to come. And so, you know, I wish nothing but the best to you, and I love you for all that you do. Remember, that there are people who are genuinely care, who pray, who think for you outside of your circle. So let's make this not only the beginning, but many more of your successful journey and live in a life with more purpose and meaningful and joyful and abundant.
So, what do you think?
That's definitely new when she's there, focused on the wellness, focused on uh, trying to lift others up and get them to be more clear. I like that part about be proactive instead of reactive.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people they're stuck on the reactive and they can't get out of that mode. And we need people to help find those ways to be proactive. To when you're proactive, then you don't know the problems that you would have had because you're taking care of them without having to go through them.
Yeah, I think that because she did get burnout being a pharmacist, right? There's a lot of healthcare professionals who got burnout, especially during COVID. She
Yeah.
saw firsthand what it feels like to be burnout, and she has, two small kids and stuff. Not babies, but like, well, technically they're always going to be babies, but they're
Always.
able to walk, guys. They're able to read and write, guys. Okay, but having to be a mom, having to work full time, having your own business is not easy. So you're always going to easily burn out. What I didn't know is I didn't know that she has KNN Health Consulting has a team. So that's good to hear that she has a
Mhm.
team, backing her up, because that's we need all the collaboration that we can do.
Right.
Just like Level Up Academy, we have partnered with Hounds of Business Community. Hundreds of us are here to help, but know that you're never going to be 100% fit in or belong to a group if you don't try your best. But also, we're hoping that you can filter through some of the people's BS, and because we can't control everybody, but know that everybody that we bring into our group, at least from the very beginning, we see their kindness, we see their empathy, we see that they are there spiritually, right? Religion and
Mhm.
spirituality is two different things. And Nu is definitely there. She's very kind hearted. And again, she's been burnt out. So if you want to talk about burnout, she's definitely going to be the person that you can talk to.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and I don't think I can get the other screens. So let me see if I can do video files, because that seems to work for Nu. So I'm going to see if I can find Jesse. Jesse J. I'm like Jesse J. I just saw Jesse. There it is. Let's see if I can get him.
Guys, my name is Jesse. I'm the owner of Golden Army Fitness, a health and wellness company based outside of New York City, and I just wanted to say hello and I hope you and your family are doing well. The reason I started Golden Army Fitness is because of COVID, actually. Because of watching all the hysteria and the deaths and just so much fear, I decided I wanted to do something. I wanted to become a part of the change instead of just being a victim. So in the beginning, in late 2020, I created a running group called. So in late 2020, I created a running group and co-created it actually with my business partner at the time. It was called the Woke and Fly Runners. It was a free community running group for moms, for kids, dads, seniors, anyone who just wanted to come outside and reconnect, because as we know, it was pretty hard to reconnect because of social distancing and everyone staying at home just to survive. And so we decided to create this running group to give people a chance to feel free, to feel happy again, to have more passion and more love in their lives. And so on Saturdays, we would run around 11 a.m. in different parks in the tri-state area, just talking about fitness, talking about wellness, and just talking about life as well. It wasn't really about having your fastest time or your fastest record. Meet up, just keep it, and then talk about life. We'll have matching shirts, which said different things or whatnot. And we'll just talk about different relationship issues, spirituality, nutrition, anything related towards building up the mind and building up the body, because we're trying to build up the community. And at that time, that was really important, as it always is, as we know. And so we were just focusing on that, not really about focusing on getting your best time or becoming the best runner, more just about building community and building a strong spiritual bond, which is something that we really need during times of stress and times of duress. We have to bring people together so they can feel better. And so that's my reason for why I actually created it. And so late 2021, noticing that this was actually a very good, successful company or a good idea, I decided to create Golden Army Fitness. And that's when it was born. It was a health and wellness company born just out of like the ashes of just tragedy. Using that to help others was my main goal, to give them some strength, give them some power, instill in them values so they can be powerful, so they can be brilliant, so they can have a life that's everlasting, because that's what we need in our community. We need strong people mentally, physically, and spiritually. And they don't have to be just strong in other ways. They need to be strong full circle, So that was the main idea for that. Fitness has various programs. So I also offer senior workouts, which is chair workouts, guided meditations as well to the seniors. And I create a lot of useful information as far as nutritional support. And I do a lot of motivational speaking. I talk about gun violence, talk about relationship issues, talk about spirituality, talking about the things that are related to our society today, just trying to uplift people. And I also host a campaign every February. It's called Heart Health February. So during Heart Health February, we talk about different forms of health as far as mental, physical, and spiritual, all related to the heart. And so I make a lot of information as far as videos, infographics. I have people come on and talk about the heart, and I talk about different things that are related to that subject. And I do this why? Because I know it's necessary. As a business owner, it is my right and it is my job actually to inform the public about different things and use my platform to help people grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. Give them the tools. And I also do a lot of community work out.
What do you think?
I was looking forward to his, and one of the things that really jumped out, I made sure to write it so that my ADHD didn't let it go away. It's like the fact that he created this. He said it was ashes from tragedy, and the way that it just grew out of those ashes from tragedy to a wellness that, and talk about a great story. You're talking about getting people moving after the pandemic, and it's becoming so successful that he sees the business application of it and creates a business that just continues that but can grow and help more people. That the heart focus in February, and you don't hear a lot about people that are doing anything like that, and yet just taking that one thing and finding so many ways to lift it up, to level it up in the conversation, and to help people increase their wellness and just be more of who they're supposed to be in the first place.
I love that. And I all I see is the theme of turning your adversity and pain into purpose. That's
Mm-hmm.
literally what I'm thinking when he did that. And I love doing 50 inspirational connections because think about it, guys. Often you see these people on audio rooms, you see them on LinkedIn posts, right? You see them on some other people's shows, but you're not very intentional. But now here in Level Up Academy, you can see who these people are and what they do because I'm very intentional on asking the right questions. People are like, there's no right and wrong question. There is. If you don't ask me the right questions, you won't have the right answer, right? If you want to get to know who CJ is, don't ask me what I do. Instead, ask me of who I am and how I define myself, right? So there
Mm-hmm.
are right and wrong questions. So let's not be so like naive to say that, oh, I'm going to get to know this person based on their post. Yeah, but you don't get to know their heart, their passion, and why they do what they do. And that's what we do at Level Up Academy. Susanna and I literally put it together so we can be for you and elevate you and your company. So for those people, I was like, oh my God, don't be at Level Up Academy because what are we doing? Elevating people. And I think some of these are haters. So we're famous now because we have haters. That's how I say it. um,
Exactly.
but honestly, guys, there's nothing to hate because if you're hating us, that means you're hating the rest of the people who are with us. And if you're also hating us, you're hating God because we're doing it as a mission. I don't care who your God is. It could be Buddhist, it could be Allah, it could be anybody. It doesn't matter. Our God is just one, but our God also says we're doing it in a mission to be compassionate, to be kind to your brothers and sisters around the world. And that's what we're doing. We're elevating it for free. Hello? We're spending time for you for free. We're not even asking money or nothing, just to elevate you. So, how can you go against that? Think about it. Just saying. Just saying. Little nuggets here and there. I'm done. I'm done being silent. I'm so sick and tired of people at this point, and I'm very feisty today. Actually, this week, sister.
I know.
I'm feisty,
But
guys. Don't question.
sometimes we have to be, though. It's like people do something, and you kind of want to just, okay, that's them being them. But there's times that them being them,
Is hurtful.
it's hurting other people.
Mhm.
And maybe others, maybe people aren't seeing that. But once we see how somebody's getting hurt because of it, you got to say something. You got to get people, you got to check in on people, and you got to make sure that they are being elevated and not stepped on.
Yeah, yeah. And if you are feeling stepped on and you feel like crap about yourself in that specific person, get out. Slam that door. You have a choice. Make your choice. Make that bold choice. You feel good about everything else in your life. If the friend is not pouring positive things in you, that's not a friend. That's an enemy. Bye. You know
Well,
what I mean? Like, see ya.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. It's like they're hearing one thing from one person and they're believing everything they say. And I just, as I talked to them, it's like that's just their opinion. They're just one person. That's their opinion. There's a lot of people who do the same thing. Uh,
Do your due diligence on interviewing. Just like when you interview for a job, right? They're picking hundreds or maybe 30 people out of that one job. They're interviewing if you're the right fit. You should interview people if they're the right fit for you, especially if you're
mhm,
paying. Interview them. Why are you the best at what you do? Give them benefit of the doubt. If they're gonna say that I'm the best because of this, and this, but then you feel like it's more salesy than anything else, or if they say because I need this, okay, I'm not here to support technically your needs. I'm here to support me. How are you supporting me? Because I'm paying you, right?
yeah,
And even if you're not paying them, if they're already is a paid gig, everyone has to pay something to something. Either it's your time or your money. But make sure that you know who you're hanging out with, because if you're hanging out with someone who's not good for you, there goes your reputation, right? There goes your reputation. Let's look at Rashida and then see if we can play this one.
Optimistic Rashida here. And I'd just like to answer the questions why I started my business and what I'm currently doing with that business to help our community. Well, it's not a business yet, but hopefully one day it will be. Right now, it is simply a 24/7 emotional support system for anyone and everyone who needs it. And the reason I say that is because in 2015, about 8 years ago now, if I'm correct, I myself was suicidal because I didn't have, in my mind, someone I could turn to deal with the pressures of the anxiety and depression that had gotten so bad from my past traumas. I won't go into details, but my past traumas that I just couldn't deal with it, and the only way out I saw was suicide. So I didn't want anyone else to ever have to feel that low again to where they wanted to take their own life. So I made it my mission to have these creative outlets, have these support outlets where people could come and get whatever's on their chest, get it out, let it out. Don't bottle it up inside. You've got people to talk to, not just myself, but other people in our community. We've come together, and part of that coming together is what I've done for our community is these audio rooms here on LinkedIn, not just on LinkedIn where we come and speak and have everybody else come up on stage and speak, but also like on YouTube or these global conferences I've been a part of, in magazine articles. There's many places to have my voice be heard and allow others to have their voice be heard. And that's what it's all about, is not getting hushed up and silenced anymore and crying behind closed doors, but being able to be open and accepted despite these feelings and walk through them together, work through them toward a solution, a positive solution that will help us to where we don't want to be suicidal anymore. So, these audio rooms is a big part of that. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me on the side, whether it's in text message, phone call, a video chat, what have you, and just to say, you know what? I never knew I had all of this inside, and now I know that I'm allowed to speak up and let it be heard. I'm allowed to tell my story. And for that alone, like it's priceless. Whether that does turn into business in the future, that'd be awesome, a gift from God. But right now, I'm just doing it out of the kindness of my heart and trying to see where it goes. Most importantly, is about saving lives, and if even to save one life is well worth it, but imagine to save a zillion. You know how many billions of people are in the world? That would be like the biggest blessing I could ask for. So thank you for your time, everyone. Peace and blessings.
I want to address a couple of things in here, but I'm
mhm.
gonna have you start.
I was going to let you start then.
Okay. So first of all, I'm glad that she is okay now.
Hmm.
Congratulations, Rashida. If you are watching this, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I'm glad that people are speaking out of their feeling heard and seen. What I want you to be careful though is that, because again, we go back to, because we are not professionals, we don't have the right tools or the framework to help some people. Sometimes it's nice to just vent with people and talk to people, which is great. But if you're really suicidal, please, Rashida, refer them to the right people who are professionals, because you will carry that guilt that for months, and this is from experience, for months, and you think that you're helping somebody because they seem okay. And then you find out that they did unalive themselves, but you did nothing but talk. We cannot talk anymore. We have to take actions. If someone tells you that they are suicidal, it's your responsibility, not just you, Rashida, but everybody, to literally call 911 and help them, right? Or say, hey, are you okay? Right? So I'm going to give you a phone number that is the United States National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It is 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-8255. You could also text 741-741. You can memorize that. 741-741. This is a crisis text hotline, and basically just text home. If you text home, they know that you're in that mental state. If you are in United Kingdom, go ahead and call Samaritans 116-123. That's probably more of a text, called Samaritans. In Canada, their services is 1-833-456-4566, or text 45645, 45645. Again, Canada, 1-833-456-4566. For international suicide prevention lifelines, befrienders.org spells B as in boy, friend, FRIENDERS.org. These are lots of helpline in your country. Do not hesitate to call into these people. It's nice that we can talk about it in audio rooms, and kind of vent, but some people really have a chemical imbalance that their doctor, or maybe they haven't seek doctors yet, that they really need help that we cannot do anything about. Please, guys, don't try. I know you're trying to help, but don't try it yourself when someone literally talks about that. Okay, there's also called privacy, right? Don't feel like you can just private things that can come out of that audio room. People are recording you. They're not even telling you that they're recording you. And they can use that against you. Just assume that when you're in the audio room that you're recorded. Be careful. There is too much information. There is such a thing, TMI. Be careful on what you say to people, because people's like, oh, I'm not going to judge. They're always going to be judging you. Always. Don't kid yourself. Okay, but be careful on what you share, and be careful on, I'm just trying to help, because there are help that is professional. They are there day in and day out. They see these things. But if you feel like you just need a friend to talk to, by all means go for it. But if someone once literally says, I want to unalive myself, I would be so scared to help that person and not think that I could help them by actually getting a professional to help them. I'm going in circles now, so I'm going to give it to my sister Susanna.
It's circles, but it, quite frankly, you needed to say that first before I said anything, because that is important. Having, like, Rashida's got these rooms, making it where people can talk, and sometimes that's all they need. They just need that space to open up, and she provides it, and that's a good thing. We do have to keep in mind, just because people say it's not recorded, we know that's not true. Just because somebody says they want to unalive themselves and that they feel better after that conversation doesn't mean that you shouldn't make sure that they get checked on, unless you are a licensed professional. So it's, and I know there's a lot more rooms that are opening up that are doing this, that are, when we've hit these spots, and I mean, she talked about this. She was in that place. She didn't know, it sounded like she didn't know where to go in the first place. And then she was able to move beyond that. And I mean, it's admirable to want to do that for others, because a lot of people, they want to know, okay, you were in the spot that I'm at. How did you get beyond it? And this is part of storytelling too. Like, you're telling your story to try and help others. But for everybody that has these rooms, make sure you've got these numbers at the bottom of the screen too, so that you can give that to people and say, and just broadcast it throughout your show. So it's like, yes, have the audio room. Be sure to add some of this to it. That's going to make it an even more amazing room than it already would be.
Yeah. I'm not saying you can't go in all your rooms and talk. I'm not
No.
saying don't talk. I'm saying there are levels and degrees of conversations that you should not be playing with people's lives. If you don't know where to go, I'm telling you, this is where you can go, right? Not for me. This is literally all over the internet. And a couple of my friends actually did tie these numbers. The Samaritans NYC, there's a samaritans.nyc.org as well. That's a 212 number that I put in there. They're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, guys. So there's going to be somebody out there that you can reach out. Sometimes they're just there to vent, right? And these are strangers that you'll probably never meet at all on LinkedIn. So you might be safe to say something there rather than say something on LinkedIn and then they gossip about you, which they will, believe it or not, they will.
And the most important thing here is not to think that we're saying anything against what Rashida said, because we're
No,
supporting her.
no, no.
This has nothing to do. We're just trying to add to what
Yeah,
she's providing.
yeah. And I'm glad that Rashida have this space because
Hmm.
then people can say, but we are actually giving Rashida tools to level up her conversation
Right.
further to make sure that you can say, hey, I have gone through this and I was suicidal and I'm here. And there are so many ways you can get out of it. These are some of the ways that I've experienced it. But if you need immediate help, here's the numbers that you can use, right?
Hmm.
That's all we're trying to do. Just make sure that we see the threshold and we can help people further to um, be in a mental health, right? This is also part of belonging, sister.
It
Everyone
is.
wants to belong. And if you don't feel like you belong anywhere because everyone's rejecting you, sometimes if you're already going through a lot in your life and you don't feel like you belong with anyone and you can't even try to talk to one friend without feeling like they're nasty on you, that can get lonely, guys. Right. So these people right here are able to help you, not just because you want to unalive yourself. Some of these people just want, if you want to just vent anonymously, right? So no one can really know your deepest, darkest secret other than these people. Um, there's the number for you. That's all. It's another way of looking at things. But thank you, Rashida, for opening up a room that they can feel comfortable talking to you about certain
Hmm.
things in your life. All right, so let's move on to the next one. This is Joy Nichols. If I can find it. It's a different way of showing. I usually have them all um ready, but for some reason StreamYard has changed. I like their changes, so I'm not gonna complain, but I'm having a hard time finding all of the other people's things. So here it is, Joy Nichols. Oh, it says having trouble again. Seriously? I tried. Let's take a look if we do this way. Let's see if we can do Joy this way. Tell me, sister, if you see her, okay?
Yeah, nothing yet.
Yeah, see, it's somehow her file is not able to do it. So let's see if I can share my screen instead. It's gonna look weird. Um, let's see if this one will work. Does this work? No, for some reason it just won't allow it. So let me share my. Doesn't share her video. Doesn't want to share her screen. It's MP4, so I don't know why it won't allow it. Um, I'm
Make
gonna
a quick copy of it.
no. I'm gonna see if I can share my entire screen, but it's gonna be weird.
It's okay. I can see it now.
You can? Okay. See if you can hear her, okay?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
my name is Jamie. Yes, I am a visual storyteller. I am also a public speaker. I help brands communicate their messages in a unique and captivating way to attract the right target audience. So, the question, why did I start my online business? Why did I come into the online space to start a business? I was a sit at home mom who wanted more out of life. I remember finishing my NYSC and looking for a job. I couldn't find a job. I searched the ones I saw, it wasn't suiting my criteria. So along the line, I got pregnant and I had my son. I became a mom and I was at home all this period. During this process, I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling angry because I was just a mom and I never wanted to just be a mom and a wife. For say, I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to contribute my own little cent in my own little way to the world, to individuals, to brand in general, to businesses in general. I wanted that place of where I could impart and see the joy and delight in these individuals, in these brand faces. But that particular Thursday, that very hot Thursday, when I took the decision to come into the online space, I remember taking that decision that kick-started my online journey and which has been a success story so far. I have helped many brands position them through captivating visuals. I have helped them design different marketing materials such as flyers, logos, books, cover, and different advert materials to put them in a place of attracting the right target audience. And this gives me joy and delight for me to be able to contribute my own little cent into this individual's brand and business in general. So the second question that says, how am I using my business to how am I using my business to help communities? I have helped different brands communicate their messages in a captivative and unique way to attract the right target audience. Just like I said earlier, I have helped them position them in a place that attract the right audience to themselves to help them serve the purpose of the message you're trying to deliver. I have helped different brands. I have hosted and co-hosted a couple of events where I have spoken on different regards about visuals could help different brand and how it could position them to be a standout brand, a unique brand in their own spaces, in their own niches. Name remains Joy Nicholas. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity and God bless.
Aw, I love that, sister.
I do.
Let me hold on. Let me turn off everything so we can see what's happening afterwards. um, what are your thoughts on Joy? I love that. She's like, I don't want
Oh,
to just be a mom or a wife. I want to contribute to the world, and this is how I'm going to contribute. I love that she's so resolute and she wants to do better.
yes, I totally agree with that because she knows. Sometimes you got to know what you don't want to be able to step out to do what you find that you do want. And that's kind of what she started with. She's like, I know I don't want to just be this. I want more. And then she found it. And the way she's able to go out there and support other people, other companies, other groups, and be there to help them essentially level up to be more seen, more known through the marketing, through her, and just having that, you can tell the personality is there too. and
Yeah.
and, and that really does make a difference when you feel that come through, and then you more want to work with them because you know that they're not just looking at you to do something with, but they have a genuine, she's got a genuine
Passion.
desire, passion
Mhm.
to to help others, and it's beautiful.
It is. It's so beautiful to see that she decided, you know what? I'm not it. I don't want to be in this box. I'm going to break out in this box and I want
Hmm.
to thrive beyond these boundaries because I'm a rebel with a cause. I'm just going to keep saying
You're gonna have to write all that down
that's
from what
right.
you
And
said
now,
yesterday.
right? And now she's going against the grain in a world, belonging in a world of resistance. I'm doing this. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that. It's so funny how our subconscious is taking over our conscious, and then we finally click, and you're like, wait, what the? It does make a difference because the thing with us is because we are trying. I'm not saying I'm 100% aligned, but I always try my best to align with my vision, right? Which is to be the Netflix of education, and we're doing something about it together. And
Hmm.
I love it because we also have fun. We have crying moments, we have crazy moments, we have fun moments, we have sad moments. We've gone through the seasons, and I
Yep.
don't know where this friendship is going to go, and hopefully it just goes forever and on, right? It just, that's my wish.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and look at our last one, see if I can do this video. Yeah, StreamYard is on its own. So I'm gonna see and try my best, and we will make it happen. So you see, Laura, I believe, is the last one. So let me see. Mhm. You gonna be see it?
Thank you, Dr. Constance Leland, for identifying me as one of 50 inspiring connections here on LinkedIn. What a privilege. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Now, there were two questions I was asked to answer. Here they go. Number one, what do I do and why do I do it? What do I do? I'm a communication skills coach for second language speakers of English, particularly those professionals who speak English at the intermediate or advanced level and would like to enhance their presentation skills and increase their ability to engage with diverse audiences, no matter what room, virtual or personally, that they find themselves in. Number two, how do I serve this community on LinkedIn? I try my best, first of all, to remain teachable, to remain humble. And what I mean by that is there is so much knowledge, so much talent out here. And so I am one of many who joins in on my colleagues' events, participates in conversations, and asks those good questions because that's just how I am. I have a very curious mind, and I myself enjoy learning. How do I serve the community even further? Well, I have an audio room called Laura Speaks, and the whole reason I came up with that is I wanted to provide that safe space for hard conversations about communicating effectively and impactfully. Not only if English is your second language, but if you are a person who believes in systemic change, how do you promote that? How do you articulate that? How do you engage with an audience that may not understand your intention, their responsibilities, and how you can actually include more diverse and talented professionals in the workplace? So that's who I am, what I do, and why I do it. I do it because everyone has a voice and everyone should feel that they have the right to speak and be heard. Thank you again. Bye.
What are your thoughts?
And she's so right. Everyone has a voice and the right to be heard. I love how she's got the group that she's looking at and is there to help them because I know that's especially for someone where English isn't the native language, there can always be that no matter how well they speak, still something in the back of the head that might be holding them back, some sort of a fear. And she's there to basically help them through that, to help them hopefully put that fear in the background and be more comfortable talking, presenting, because everybody has great ideas. And it just, even though somebody may not have the best, I'm just going to say native language, it doesn't matter what country you're in a space, maybe you don't have the best native language. That doesn't mean that you may not be, or you may be the smartest person in the room. You may be that one person that has the answer to what that company needs to move forward. And if people could look past that, that would be great. But somebody like her being able to help lift them up and let them get that expression, help them improve it so that they feel comfortable opening up.
That's golden.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that she's very consistent, and she was talking about like how most of her clients are non-native English speaking.
Hmm.
And I told her that English was not my first language. She's like, nah. And I'm like, no, seriously, English is not my first language. Um, and that's what another thing too that I'm curious. I'm like, why do I sometimes have to like explain myself that English is not my first language? And I actually asked somebody that, and they're like, it's because you don't have an accent. And I'm like, oh, piss me off. I will have an accent. You'll see. Like, it will come out. Um, I guess I'm very good at assimilation. I'm very good at, um, being a sojourner to becoming like infused in the American culture. Because I honestly, even though my first, 13 years of my life was in the Philippines, and I've been to Hong Kong, I've been to New Zealand, Japan, like I've been to other Asian countries, and I
Right.
lived in these Asian countries. My home country will always be Philippines. And my husband also asked me that. And they're like, you've been here, almost like over 30 years in America. Um, why always have that like the Filipino Chinese type of culture? I said, because the first 10 years of your life is what brings you about in adulthood, right? And it's study after study. I'm not saying that I'm not American. Of course I am, right? I'm an American citizen, but I also have a different culture that I grew up in: respect and loyalty and kindness and compassion and acceptance and inclusion. If that's what makes me unique, because I grew up in old world ways of doing things, because my grandma was my best friend, and literally my grandma was my best friend. So I know adult stuff when since I was 5 all the way through. I learned so much things that you can't even read in the book, because that's who I grew up with. um yeah, I had a lot of adversity, but I wouldn't change it, because that's who I am.
No.
Sometimes I don't even understand myself, let alone people trying to understand me. I'm like, good luck with that. Tell me when you find out who I am. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I mean, since we've been friends over a year now, like you've seen my growth. Like I've tried my best to be more inclusive in people's thoughts, not just through actions, right? Like,
Right.
okay, sister, maybe. And when I'm pissed off, literally at that moment, I call you and say, Sana, I want to this person. But I understand it's not me. I understand it's the project. I have to keep telling myself that. And you're like, yes, sis, focus on the project, not the person, because we don't want no murderous thoughts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes you need a Susanna in your life or a CJ in your life that will tell you how it is and not cuddle you if you're wrong.
Hmm.
That's a that's the bad part sometimes of friendship, is that We're afraid to tell our friends if they're wrong because you don't want to ruin the friendship. But I think if you're a true friend, you would kindly tell them. You don't need to curse at them. You don't need to be angry at them. You don't need to insult them or hurt them to make them realize that what they're doing is hurting them. It's hard when you're in the situation because it's hard for you to see things. And once you pass the hurt and the situation, and you can actually be a third party of your own journey of pain, and you're like, what the was I thinking? Right? You weren't. You were led by your heart, not by your mind. Because if you were leading with logic, logically speaking, you should have get the F out a long time ago. But you lead with your heart. And that just makes you heart centered, but also soul hearted, right? Soul hearted people are the people who are seeking alignment constantly. Heart centered people are people who lead by themselves through emotion, through heart. We get in trouble being heart centered, right? And don't make excuses like, oh, I'm heart centered because of this. Really? You want to keep taking that abuse? Are you serious right now? Don't complain then if that's your goal. I'm not a martyr, guys. I'm not a saint either. I'm just gonna tell you that. I don't take nothing from nobody. Sorry. Um, but I'm also not going to disrespect. That's just not who I am either. I will be discerning with my words. I'm pretty straightforward with my words. It's because of out of love and respect for you. If I don't respect you, I wouldn't even talk to you. I just get rid of you because you're not worth my time explaining, right? So if you see me mm, not follow you anymore, you did something. You gotta self-reflect. Don't ask me anymore. I'm tired. Like I'm exhausted. Sister, any
Yeah,
last minute? We are over an hour. I love this conversation actually because it brings up a lot of things about people and what they do at LinkedIn. And I love every single one of the video because they're uniquely for theirs because of their experiences. They're
right.
showing up for people. I love that.
Well, and you take that one step further because you mentioned it. This is how we connected really, and from the very beginning is everything that happened in our past. Neither of us are willing to go back and change
Mhm.
anything, nothing, because no matter how bad it was, when you can sit in front of the mirror now and go, I love who I see, why would you want to throw a monkey wrench and risk whatever where you would be now to change something in the past? And so everybody that we've seen, they're using their experiences. They're not talking about wishing they could have changed something in the past. Instead, they're focused on this is where they're at, and they know people are going through stuff. So this is the place to be, and to get everybody to move forward from here. This is the present. That's that's why we're supposed to focus on the present instead of living in the past. Because when you live in the past, it will probably become the future. And if you didn't like the past, why do you want it as the future?
So don't live in the past. Learn and extrapolate lessons learned.
Right.
The more painful it is, the more lessons you're supposed to learn. And the man out there has a funny way of making you learn things sometimes, and you just have to pay attention because you're supposed to learn the lessons. And believe you me, if you have not learned the lessons, he will keep giving you assignment in your life and homework until you get the lessons learned, extrapolated. Uh,
Hmm.
and I actually talked to the wall. I'm like, hey, I got the lessons. Can we get another assignment, please? Because I am exhausted of this homework right now. Like, right. And he's listening, he slowly get there. But always show up for people, but make sure that you know your capacity. Don't try to take on something that you can't take back. Also, don't let go with words that you don't mean when you're angry because you cannot take that back either. Just go minion language. Just go minion language. It's fine. I gave you permission. It's okay. It's really fun to just blah 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 banana. I'm done. I'm done. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember your first time with that.
Yeah. And your eyes were like, What's happening, Sir TJ? Because I remember what my grandma said. You will always hurt people. You'd rather get beat physically because those wounds heal, but the words you let go will never get out of their memory unless they die or they have Alzheimer's or whatnot or dementia. But it's gonna stay in their heart, guys. And remember, people don't remember what you say or what you do, but they remember what you say. So make sure, okay? We love you. We thank you for watching, and we will see you for the last one in Group 10 next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work.